Why did the chicken want to cross the road? Because it wanted to egg-splode. Hello guys and welcome back to the LP. This is the Kingdom. I'm King Happy. And last time we finished off this is the new slime capturing system. And you may see them glitching out, but they cannot hit you. They're not like the magma creams. The magma slimes will be able to hit you through that sort of thing, whereas these, they're not actually glitched through, it's just a graphical glitch for 1.3, and they are terribly loud. So, this design allows us to use a looting sword, as this one is almost dead, it's a looting one. Just have a little go with this. So you get some decent experience as well. Not all of them give you slimes, obviously. There's a lot caught up there. Ooh. We may have to think of a way of getting them. Oh, easy. I can just push button to get a block to go back. See, it's only when you come to this sort of testing that you find there's maybe little things that you could improve. At the moment we'll just break the bit of glass and get that. Or they might be just graphically glitched out. There you are. Wow. Yeah, I'll just fix that sometime by putting a piston here. I can just push a button and it will retract the piston, and then I can just grab the stuff, and then that's it. That's all I need to do. Or to do the same with this bottom bit retracting, moving. And the kill switch is here. So that would be the kill switch. As I don't actually want any slimes, I'll just keep that on that. There we are, put this back. And another little treat, as I've been AFKing here quite a while, the slimes actually hit their mob limit for hostile mobs. And this is why these are only just spawning now in the system. So, I'm going to treat you to this as well. As I've been here quite a while, there's about 180, possibly 200 iron golems here. So I'm going to turn the sound off because, as my normal subs will know, they're horrendously noisy. No iron on beforehand. Let's see what we get. And this works on a normal suffocation device. They have a, I can't remember how thick the lava is. Anyway, they swim through lava basically. And then get hurt enough. By the time they get down, turn the sound back on, then they're ready. So yes, that's a bit of iron. That's enough for putting in this chest. Although our iron chest is getting rather full, as you can see how much iron we have. We can't even fit it in there. So while I make these blocks, I'm going to tell you about what we're going to do today. And if I quickly, well, you saw on top left hand corner, we're now still in last week's snapshot. And this is because MC Patcher that you use to put high definition textures on and connect textures and stuff isn't working for this version, which is very weird, as in this week's snapshot coming out, which is a bit disturbing. And I'm going to play around a bit more, but that means I can't use my HD texture pack for it, which is a bit of a bummer because I really like this and it actually offends my eyes to go back to the normal one. No, it looks so much nicer. Especially when I'm watching this on a big screen. Oh, I don't want flowers. And I was doing some tests with the, whatever you want to call it, the block from the wither we got. And there's quite a big radius on it. If we just get some ender pearls, we'll go have a look at that. And then eventually I'll get on with what I'm going to do today. And yes, I did look at the change logs, and the change logs didn't really see anything really that would affect us. The main thing would be the lighting changes. So I need to see what happens with these, but it's things like seeing through the back of half slabs and stairs and everything like that. So at the moment we're out of range. There it is, the beacon's over there, and when we get around here it will activate on us. It takes a couple of seconds. There you are. See, over here it activates, and it's on the speed mode. So I'm thinking of moving this inside my base, as in the centre. I'll do a bit of testing on it probably to see if you can actually get it to work in a closed environment, so with a roof over it. But at the moment it's on the speed 2. So basically if I put this inside the base, I could just run around this speed the whole time, which is pretty awesome. And I've still got to get more lapis. I've got about a stack of ore that I can fortune. Today I've got 2 aims to do. They're going to take me a long time to do. Don't want the block switcher. There we are. And one is to get this bud switch working, so I can get down there as a safe. There we are. Bit like that. And this is actually using Etho's mob trap from 1.0. The world isn't that old, it's only a couple of months old. I think I should clear up some of the things for this LP before I get too much into it. Is that this has only been made a few months ago. It was made in one of the 1.3 snapshots, 12W21, I think, maybe. So it's not very old, so I've built a lot in this time. Here is my, a little bit dishevelled, but this is my skeleton spawner. Here you go. And today's plan, apart from doing that door coming down with the multiple bud switches, which is really good fun redstone, I want to try and make my first record farm. There's a slime over there somewhere. Ew. I have to clear that out sometime. Yeah, I want to make my first record farm. I've never made a record farm before. I've never seen a tutorial on it. I've never seen a video on them. I just never have. So what I want to do, I don't know if they use spawners normally. I don't know. But these skeletons are nicely placed here already. They just go up and then get dropped down. And what I think I want to do is, say like here, just one block in front of them, I want to set up a mini hostile mob spawner using tripwires and pistons, so that I spawn some mobs here that fall down here. I want to make a little hole in the ceiling so that it reveals to sunlight, and then I would have a block between us so that I can push a button, the block would move, the skeletons would see me and try and shoot me. The creepers that are left in the way would then get shot and turned into records, and I think that would be the way to go. So, like I said, I've never made one before, but first of all I'm going to set up the redstone for the bud switch door, and I'll probably just jump into creative very quickly to show the new people what I mean, so I'll do that now. Okay, so we're in my test world, and people have seen this before, but I'll show you very quickly. This is a multiple bud switch door. This uses a furnace and a redstone block. So basically, if you activate these, so if I jump on these or anything, see, they're now activated. Just walking over them activates them. If you walk over right, there you are. And here is I already got some in there. But basically, I'm going to light this up. You hear one piston go, that's one bud switch. That's the other bud switch. And when they're both open, you can then go through. And if you wait a second for that wood to stop burning, the block switch then activates again as the blocks change state. The redstone ore takes a bit longer. There you are. Redstone ore normally takes a bit longer to deactivate, as it's around a minute or so normally. So it's still glowing like that, so it's still on the on state basically. So when that stops doing that and goes down to this state, the block switch will go again, and then that will finish. See, if I had one of those redstone ores here instead of the furnace, it would keep open as long as both of them are still active. But in this case, there's a short delay on this one. Now, I'm going to play with this. I want at least, no, I might have 2 redstone ore things you have to run over to then open it, so you don't do it by mistake. Or I might connect it up to my furnaces, my block switching furnaces. I'll show you that as well when we get back. And I might have it so you have the option between having it connect to 2 redstone and one of these, or just 2 redstone, because I don't want to be doing it all the time. So I'm going to jump back and I'm going to have a brief, really quick show of my furnace block switcher. So I'm going to go show you this, and it's got my ender pearl elevator that I built a couple of days ago, and I just love this. This is just gorgeous. So just in the meantime, I'm actually going to be putting my application in for the Minecraft Fanserver. There's a competition going at the moment. It will be linked in the description as well, just in case you're wondering or want to enter yourself. I'm not going to stop anyone. Now, these are the furnaces. Oh, see, I'm near enough to that now. I've got the speed on. And this is block switcher. So basically, I'll put this in. There you are. Changes to say that it's cooking. And then, when it's done, so when the wood runs out, not when it's done cooking that. It won't cook another one. Anyway, there you are, and it's back again. So, tells you that it's done. So, that's my block switcher, and what I want to do is probably attach one of those sensors to that, and then have it over here, and then I'd have probably a redstone ore pattern here, same way as I have the obsidian and emerald pattern here. Over here I have the lapis pattern. I would love to see MC Gamer watch this, because I use a lot of lapis here and I still haven't got enough to do the rest of it, as you can see. Anyway, I need to do a bit of testing on my farm here, because they don't seem to be working very well anymore. They used to interfere with the village up there, but that village should be empty. And there's a lot of zombie down there underneath the wiring. A lot of weird things at the moment. I've changed to the B snapshot a couple of days ago, over the last week, and there seems to be a couple of differences in it. So I'm going to set up this first bit and then I'm going to talk you through it. So back in a sec. Okay, so I've done the floor, matched it in with these, same type pattern, same pattern as that one over there, but red. So that's with redstone blocks, and one of them is linked to a bud switch, and also this furnace there is also linked to a bud switch. I'm currently still using the beacon, but I've had to turn particles off because they're very annoying, especially for recording. So we're going to go down there and have a look. Now, it's completely indetectable unless you use this furnace. Well, you wouldn't even know if you used this furnace actually. So if I'm going to put a couple bits of wood in, that changes there, and you hear some pistons, and there's another one there, and you get your door opened. You can then go through the door, only as long as this is still cooking. See, that's, oh, that means the redstone ore has changed state already. See, that's still cooking, and we're open again. So you don't have very long. You either have until the wood's burnt out, which doesn't take very long at all. You see it's closed again, and even though they swapped there quite a few times quite quickly, it doesn't jam, it stays there. You don't get bits being poked out the ceiling. You need to play those iron golems. They got stuck again. They very rarely get stuck, but when they do, they mess it up. My entity count's probably a bit weird at the moment because of that. So I'll go sort that out later. They take like one poke and then they're finished. Yep, so I'll show you what I've done here. These are linked up to over here. We'll look at the simple bit. So this is just a normal bud switch connected to the redstone ore. So when the redstone ore on top of this block updates, can't do it from down here, or it's already still active still. Then this block will be moved here. Oh, there you are. It's deactivated. It then sends a pulse. This pulse then moves this T flip-flop, which then either turns this on or turns it off. Signal comes around here to an OR, and what basically I'm using this as an OR and an AND, if that makes sense to you, because that's one input to this power. Now, this has to stay on for it to be closed. You want it off to be open. So basically, when both of these inputs are off, then this is off and then open. So it's kind of a AND there, a NAND, yeah, but it's not really. So here I've got this looped up to my block switcher over here. So this sends a pulse here, same one as the one over there basically. Sends a pulse, this then detects the pulse here. I moved it over here because of room wise, and I need to get the lighting done over here, so that's why there's a couple of torches missing, just to make sure all of these are lit up. So I've got to place a few blocks around. I'll do that later. Not really that important on the above surface. They're quite close together, so the lighting isn't that much of an issue. So this moves to here, one more T flip-flop, just over here for the sake of space, and this then goes around, goes back under there, along here, and then into this input as well. And then all these go to this. This is a basic 2x2 fully extending piston array basically, and these ones are on a 2 timer on there, and these ones are on a 4. And basically that's the same all the way around. These are just made so that that's on a 1, this is on a 1, so that's a 2. And it only differs from my normal basic design of this because I'm powering the blocks instead of the pistons directly. It's a little bit less compact, but it still works completely fine, and it looks much better when you go down. So that's that done, and it works perfectly. I've done some testing on it as well. I've had a bit of problem with fraps at the moment, first time ever, but I've lost quite a lot of footage, so I kept doing this again and again and again, recording this bit. So This bit's done, and I'm going to show you what I was working on as well. And we'll go look at the starting attempt of the record farm. But first of all, I'm going to show you where this is in relation to everything else. So you need to eat up first, because it's scary how close all these spawners are, and they're all natural. You can look at my first world if you want to. And we've gone here. That is a skeleton spawner. Well, the top of it. That's where they get brought up with the water and then drop down. So just underneath this, I've set up a tiny little hostile mob spawner. Not sure if it's actually worked yet. I've been looking at using tripwires and just normal pistons. There's been a lot of designs out of them coming out lately, but I didn't think it was really working when I was doing it, so I have to have a little check with that. I'll show you what the principle is so far, and then I'll give some work of it and see what else I can come up with. It's a very basic thing. At the moment I just want to do a proof of concept for this episode, just to make sure that the principle works before I do some heavy stuff on it. So what I've got here looks a bit messy, but oh well. Here is the indicator for the lights on the spawner. So in there is the skelly spawner. So that means that the lights in there are on. If I turn them off, they'll start spawning, coming out. In here would be a hostile mob spawner, although they're not spawning yet. So you can hear the skeletons come out now. You'll see them popping up, they are. Up here is what I've been trying to do. Not very successfully at the moment. It's probably nowhere near as far away as I need it to be. Have I got torch on me? No. Basically, these are just blocks with tripwires on them, so they should work. Although they're not at the moment. I need to go check what's wrong with this. There's no light in here. Although ambient light is a bit weird now, because on here it says light level 0. You can probably see nothing, but I can see a lot. So I'm going to play with the tripwires. I think they may be blocking the spawning space, although I don't know then why they work normally. But I'll go check. I'll probably do something wrong there. But the basic thing would be is I've got this switch here. So spawning mode is that. They come down, and what happens with these, it's very weird. If you have glass next to them and you log out and log back in, they'll glitch through the glass and actually appear in the room. I can sort that by using something else than glass probably, but I like seeing them at the moment. If I encase it all and automate it, I won't need to see them, so it doesn't matter. I'll put down some pressure plates or something just to show there's something there. So at the moment I just hooked this up for some pistons. I want a 1x1. That's definitely enough skellies now. So push them into a 1x1 area, and then what I have here is a platform that they will spawn on top of. Actually I want that one lower than that. So they'll fall down onto an area. I could hurt them beforehand. I could put a ceiling light in, or I could just stand there for a couple more seconds and let the skeletons shoot them. I want to try it the slow way, just to do proof of concept to begin with. And they'll fall down here, and then stay there. And then there is a... I'd pull them down, and this way I'd want it so I'd also have this mirrored above, and the switch on the side. So then I could lift those blocks up, so I could have the top ones pulled up. I would stand over here, so I would stand here. These top ones would be disappeared because they'd go up, and then this line of sight would be available because I would just have a block here. I wouldn't need one on top of it because at the moment there's a piece of glass there. If I remove that glass, they would shoot me and probably kill me as I don't have any armor on like normal. So they will shoot out. The mobs will be in here with the two bottom bits still up, like so. So you imagine yourself as a mob. You would be in here, there'd be a block there. You wouldn't be able to move out, but the skeletons would be shooting through you to try and get to me. Hopefully that's the idea anyway. I can move this a tiny bit closer to them probably, but it's not really that important. I could move them there. I'll play with it, depends how far they can see me from, and if I can get this working. I just wanted to get a couple of mobs here just to test it out. So, that's the idea. And then, when I want to collect some records, I would have a block over there probably to close up the hole again. Or just something there probably to kill them. I might have a lava on a dispenser just to kill the skeletons off. because basically there's no point using spawners for traps or anything else anymore. What I could do is put a sign on the bottom half of their too tall spawning area, so their hitbox would be at the bottom. Although drops for skeletons, they don't appear at the bottom, do they? I will test, because I could have a dispenser at the top with a sign underneath it, dispensing lava, burn them, let the drops go down. It might not work, but I have a little look. So I want to get this working and then get some mobs down. So once I've got some mobs here and that system working okay-ish, I should move this miles upwards away from me, or I could do it so I could do another hostile mob spawner down the floor and then rise them up and then do it that way. I have a little play with it. I just want to get a couple here first, and I'll be back when I've got some mobs in here. Okay, this may not look pretty, but this is the first prototype of my record farm. If this works, then I can build a much better version of it. I know what to do with it then. I just need to see if this actually works. Works on the principle where the skeletons are going to shoot through their cage. So I need to remove their bit of glass. That one. I can put these ones back. Now, they're going to look through there once I've moved these pistons to move them into a 1x1 square. And then I want to look through here. Okay, so I want to stand a little bit further back. Can they shoot me from here? Yes, they can. Yes, they're quite good at that. Okay, creeper down. Have we got record? Yes, we have. Well, that's proof of concept done. I'm very happy with that design. I've built a tiny little mob trap up there, only tiny. Just to check that it works. Now I think I'm going to build a much bigger and better one. I might make one underneath, or I might make one up above. I don't know how much room I have to the surface. Not a huge amount to the surface, maybe 10-15 blocks. But at the moment I have to stand over here or so. I've been standing down there to be far enough away for the natural mobs to spawn up here. I can turn these skellies off now. And that's not really ideal, so I'd rather have it either above or below. Above is a bit messy. Below will work better. It means I've got to get a mob lift to bring them up, which is okay. I can do a design down there. There shouldn't be anything else down there at all, really. So, I'm going to look at that for next time, I think. Sorry about a little bit shorter episode this time, but just doing this bit's taken me about 12 hours to get it all working, because each time I have to wait for like half an hour for like 2 mobs to actually get down here, because I've only got a little tiny bit up there. Anyway, I did a tour, like I said, for one of the Minecraft Fanserver people, so hopefully I'll be able to link you to that soon. It may not be up when this is up, but I can only hope. So thank you very much for joining me, guys, and next time I'm definitely going to finish this up, I think, unless I have some more thinking about it to do. And what else was I going to do? I was going to finish off the top bit, and then we were going to look at the arena, and also another hidden passage. So I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for joining me.